Hey, everybody. Welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard broadcast. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer. And we're not really doing Vanguard today because I'm going to be streaming Shadowverse.
Well, quit burying the lead so much. God damn.
It's in the stream title. I edited it
Add
in.
me.
Of course he did. So, I'm looking at the Instagram for UC Riverside where we all met.
Yeah.
And their graduation happened recently.
Yeah.
This graduation for the class of 2025 was held inside the Toyota Arena. Inside.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember where we graduated?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the fucking front lawn.
Outside, yeah.
Oh, you guys were outside? We were inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we got to sit in the middle of the fucking premise, on the middle of the campus, outside in the summer heat.
Add me.
Yeah, I don't mind it being like at the school. Outside in June in the Inland Empire? What's wrong with you people?
My undergrad university, we did in the basketball arena, so it was like
fucking like you should have. Jesus. Oh my god, yeah. So I'm jealous. It's always the thing where like you look at your school and it's like immediately after you left, we did all the cool shit.
Yeah.
I have to go to the park with friends.
What?
Oh, in Shadowverse.
Okay. Root Beer, I know that you did the video about the ban list and all that.
Yeah.
I feel like you were entirely too soft on the ZORGA thing. The orders.
Pull that up.
Sure. I mean, for people who don't know or who are just tuning in, basically they eroded the Gather Around Me, Ye Wandering Souls, and the Nectar of Sensationalism. Two generic orders, these guys, for Stoicheia that have ZORGA on them, and now they can only be used with ZORGA. Or like you have to either have it in the ride deck or like on Vanguard Circle. Nectar of Sensationalism, which gives a rear guard plus 5k for every 5 cards in drop, and then after a certain point gives the thing a crit, was used in a lot of random Stoicheia decks such as Christianos, which I don't play, but I have a soft spot for. And that was like your win con, was you had a restanding rear guard at like 63k with a crit, and now you can't do that anymore. And I remember you addressing this like specifically where you're just like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. They should give something for Christianos anyway, which yes, they should.
That's
but
not what I said.
What did you say then?
I was like, okay, so my general sentiment was that like their stated reason for it is like future card development, right?
Okay.
So like for the sake of future card development, they've decided that these orders are too generic and they're like changing them. So, you know, it like part of the reason it feels bad is because like we don't entirely know what that means. You know, like the explanation for, and like Wandering Souls especially, I think the card is like just bad straight up. But their explanation is like they don't want any deck to just get an extra drive, even though realistically the only deck that like played enough orders to pay for the cost and could easily find the order or could find Wandering Souls to use it is basically just ZORGA anyways. So and like that
Beetle deck, whatever that was, I
King.
forgot the name. Emotion King, thank you.
Yeah. And then, you know, like Nectar, I kind of understand a little bit more in the sense that like a lot of decks do just like restand things, not just Christianos. Like I remember some of my locals experimenting with this in like Maelstrom. Like if Flagberg ever gets playable again, like that's something you can do it in. Like the new Leonorn could be a culprit, but also in set 9 they have the stupid fucking bird that I forgot about.
Yes, and that's fine, but this is also endemic of Bushiroad's like just weird issue it has with using its ban list.
Yeah.
Where like in my head, the way I see it, based on their actions, is that they view using the ban list as like a failure of card design. And it's not. It's really not. What is a failure of card design is erodating things so often. Like, part of it is misprints, fine.
Yeah, they don't errata that often. It's usually just misprints.
Okay, but still, the fact where you're going like, Yu-Gi-Oh! is also having this conversation, or had it briefly, with the Edison thing, where
Brought that up.
what? You did bring that up, yes. But like, where you then have to like either awkwardly explain to your opponent that no, the card reads something else. If
the card does not do what it says it does on the card.
Yes, the card does not do what it says it does on the card, but they already have choice restrictions. If Nectar of Sensationalism becomes a problem with the new Leonlorn, just fucking choice restrict it. That's so much easier than having to errata this and ruin it for like all of these decks in what is admittedly kind of a cool card. They're over centralizing things to archetypes to the point where it just becomes like a paint by numbers. All the things with the name done? Cool. That's it. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
No,
And like
something. Fine. Like
and like it really doesn't make sense when in the same ban list they put Defensing Roar to 1, a card that can recycle the overtrigger. Like, also they keep banning the fucking they keep choice restricting the OT. You want to talk about future card design?
Yeah.
This is what, the third time they've had to ban this fucking card?
Drag Beta specifically. Yeah.
Yes.
You're absolutely right, but like we've always kind of been anti-OT from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like, okay, one more on the board for OTs are stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
also they banned Sleeve Tugging Bell. I assume it's gonna, like, their stated reason for it is because, like, with Sleeve Tugging Bell in existence, they can't make bind any kind of meaningful cost in Stoicheia because you just get the cards back.
Put it all back. Yeah. It's this also just seems to be a thing with like how they're doing their ban lists, which is like they don't want games to go too long, it seems. And they're trying to do things to reduce the, like, premium, you saw it more, right? Where they got rid of like Dreaming Dragon and stuff like that.
Yeah. This is less, I mean, Sleeve Tugging Bell is less of a like long game thing and more they don't want you recycling the bind zone in general. But yeah. Defensing Roar, the stated reason is explicitly that it can bounce back the OT, which, funny that they restricted that to 1 and then didn't errata it, even though they're errataing cards that were designed badly. So like that's what's getting me about this too, is just like, okay, so you chose these two, and in the same like product stream, you had to like restrict a card that was also poorly designed.
Yeah.
Average.
I don't hate the rest of the ban list at all. I was just annoyed with the
but I think that like the errata thing is like questionable when they like are at the same time using the ban list to hit cards that they did not design well.
Exactly. Yeah, and like that's fine. Like inevitably cards are going to bump up against each other in like unfavorable ways, and if you run a game, people are going to try to break it.
Yeah.
That's just how games work. So I don't see why they're so reluctant to just let that happen. It's like it's like people who like equate health with morality or something. If we don't have to use the ban list, we're doing a good job. Not necessarily,
Also, their ban lists are always late. We haven't even gotten the previous ban list that restricts Bob Sagra.
In the first place.
In English.
Yeah.
So, like, I hope by the time that we get our ban list that they just include these changes on it. Because I'm getting real sick and tired of the fucking bat.
Yeah. I've played against the bat like twice, and almost always it is not satisfying to play against. It is either you get shotgunned out the ass, or
they like
kill
shit
them.
all over you, or they like die instantly because their hand is all orders.
Right.
Yeah. Luckily, it's been the former when I played, or the latter, sorry, when I played against them, but I've seen it,
Yeah.
next to me.
I had to play the bat twice. Yeah, it was twice in a row at my locals. Because it was Vanguard Day last week, so everyone's tryharding. But yeah, like this change should effectively just kill the bat. It's like not a very good, or like obviously Moe Flash is like a huge component of it, so being at 1 is a huge hit, but also the restriction between the two monsters actually is very important, because like the penguin is how they search for orders in the first place. You like discard it and then you get to search your deck, and then the slash monster is recursion, so they use it to cycle cards out of the order zone because they play the energy research. And then also if you grab Tecton out of the order zone, then you can immediately discard it and activate Tecton's effect.
Right.
So, like, by restricting the two of them with each other, like, Bat loses a significant part of its resource loop.
Smack the bat. So, yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
How was your guys' weeks otherwise?
I'm going to destroy my sink.
Your sink?
I'm
yeah.
listening.
Okay, have I gone on the sink rant on stream before? I've definitely given it to you guys over our like private chat multiple times.
I think you've done on stream.
Oh yeah, I've heard you mention it.
Yeah, I did the fridge for sure, but yeah, like I have a sink that has like one of those little touchless sensors on the side, and I have hated it since day one. It's been I think it's been almost 3 years since I've moved down here now, but like I have hated that sink from day one. I think like when we were like remodeling the place, my parents bought that sink because it was all fancy and stuff with the like touchless sensor. But immediately there was a problem with it in that I keep my sponge on the side of the sink where the sensor is. So every time I would reach over to grab the sponge, it would either turn on or off the sink in a very like inconvenient manner. So I have always hated it from then. Eventually, I just taped over the sensor because I was getting annoyed with it turning on every time I went to like grab a sponge. And then, like a few months later, I found out that the sink runs out of batteries. It's battery powered for some reason.
Well,
the sensor. It runs on six AA batteries, and the actual sink part does not work if there is no batteries, which you think it should. We have regular dumb faucets that work without electricity, but because like when it first died, I was just gonna ignore it because I was like, whatever, I don't like the touch sensor anyway, so like I'm just gonna let it die and then use it like a normal sink. But then it turns out it needs to have power for me to use the sink part of it.
Oh my god. It's like the thing where like your fridge doesn't have Wi-Fi, it doesn't work anymore. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just let it be a fridge, please. Like
so yeah, every few months I have to replace the batteries on my faucet, and every time I want to like commit crime because
what kind of battery is it?
AA batteries. It needs 6 of them.
6? God damn.
Yeah, and I have to replace them like every 3 or 4 months. So, every time I have to crawl under the sink to replace the batteries for my faucet, I just want to commit crime.
Load the batteries into the sink like you're loading a pistol, like load them like a 6-shooter. All right.
Yeah. And I've been
some crime.
For the last like 3 years now, I have been bugging my parents to replace the faucet because on principle, why the fuck am I having to change the batteries on my sink?
Yeah, why not just it's a thing, you pull the lever, the water comes out, you push the lever, it stops.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it should work.
Like, God. All this like smart home shit is turning me into a fucking Luddite. Like,
welcome to the club, it's fun.
Yeah, like I cannot stand this shit. I want all my appliances to be as dumb as our current president.
My dad is like has always kind of been that person, the like always interested in the new technology.
Yeah.
So he's one of those boomers where he doesn't. I've never really had to like fix his computer for him. Like he knows more than me most of the time. But at the same time, he also does like the smart home shit, and it's like this is the worst. Anytime I go to visit him, or I'm like,
Yeah.
why can't I like use your air fryer? And he's like, oh, you have to like push the button on the side, and then there's an app on my phone. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You put the food in and hit the button, and that's what should happen. It's like
funny. I bought a wireless thermometer recently, used it one time, and it stopped working.
fun, very fun.
Yeah, that was $60 well spent.
What was the stated reason for that in the first place? Were you just like, I need to see how hot random stuff is, or
I mean, like a wireless thermometer is like a useful concept for being able to like put the probe in and just leave it there while it's cooking, so you can like monitor the temperature. But like,
oh, like that? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but like it stopped working after like the first use. I'm like, cool, money well spent.
Bummer. I was imagining like when you go to the hospital and they take your temperature with a little laser gun now, like one of those.
Yeah. I mean, I do have. I mean, I have one of those too. I bought it during COVID, but like, and you know, the other thing that I'm thinking about, this is more for like rupee or 5 years from now, but we bought LED light fixtures, which I was also against when we were remodeling the place. I was like, no, like I want regular light fixtures that use bulbs that can be replaced, because if the LED lights die, they're dead, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just kind of something that's on my mind now that I'm also mad at my sink. It's just like, yeah, I don't really want to like be 35-year-old root beer coming home one day and then the lights don't turn on, and I have to wait God knows how long to find an electrician to replace them, because
that is annoying. Yeah.
the guy that originally remodeled the place retired, so we got to find a new contractor. If I have to crawl my ass under the sink one more time, I'm replacing it myself. Home Depot has a tutorial on their website. I'm gonna figure it out.
Honestly, like remodeling your sink out of spite is kind of my favorite thing.
Yeah. Look,
right
there's
now.
two hoses and two pipes that they connect to. How hard can it be?
You might be playing with fire a little bit, or water, whatever. You might have to do the thing where you go find your contractor in the woods and he's chopping wood, and you're like, I need you for one last job.
It was like an old
"I can
Chinese
help
guy that
life."
didn't speak English.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not finding that fucker. Anyways, I am just.
Does he have a really long beard now because he's in the woods?
I don't know. I am also just gonna start up Shadowverse in the background while we yap.
Yeah, Root Beer still hasn't added me on Shadowverse despite me putting my my player ID in the chat.
In the chat, I was wondering what those secrets.
I have literally started today. I actually have not started at all yet, and now the game refuses to start up.
Oh wait, what?
All right,
I believe in you.
I'm gonna have to like restart the game now. Keep yapping. I'm just gonna troubleshoot in the background. You were having fun with your school.
Which part?
You mentioned something about you not being a teacher or like not being an intern.
Okay. So I am what's called a district intern, which means that in addition to teaching, I am taking the credentialing classes. I have done that for 2 years now. I just got a call that like, hey, you're on like one of the like emergency credential, like the 1 year one, like I had from last year. You need to like figure your shit out. And I'm like, I'm an intern. I've been going to these classes, and they're like, it just says you. So basically, I'm like being gaslit right now, where they're like, you're not an intern. I'm like, yes, I am. I've been going to the classes. I finished the Cal TPA first part. What the hell is going on? And then he goes, I think there was an error somewhere. I'm like, probably. And now it's the weekend, so I have to try and
wait till Monday to figure that out.
Yeah.
It was also like a holiday. Yeah, you're been boned.
The most annoying part is that this seems to happen once a year. Just some random, like, bullshit bureaucracy thing that happens around this time, like in the summer or like late in the summer, where they're like, hey, a form didn't get filed or something, and your very like career depends on figuring it out. So it's probably going to be okay, but I don't know for sure. And also, like, what the fuck? Why does this keep happening? This is the third time I've had like to go. Probably gonna have to like go in person downtown to be like, "Hi, we need to fix this." So yeah, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, been
Yep.
interviewing. I interviewed at a school today that was looking for a theater teacher, and it turns out that the newer English credentials don't qualify you to teach theater, but the old ones do. So that was a whole lot of nothing, which
Nice.
sucks. Yeah, it was a good interview too. Like I got along well with the principal. What a shame.
Damn, you don't get to raise the new generation of theater kids.
I was already raising the new generation of theater kids just through English class.
Oh, you're in the tutorial.
Yes.
My polls in Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. So, for those who don't know, Shadowverse Worlds Beyond you might notice that the reviews on Steam are quite poor.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is that they changed the monetization from the first game, where now the card packs are more expensive. But more importantly, is that they made it so that you cannot disenchant cards if you do not have at least a playset.
Which is stupid.
Which means if you open
That's so dumb.
Yeah, it means if you open some, I don't know, Abysscraft legendary that you're never going to use, it could even be a foil of it. You just have to sit on that until you get 3 more of them. And you're just like, okay.
I must find my 3 brothers, and then I will be able to...
So people are really upset about that, which makes sense.
Understandable.
And so we'll see if Cygames reverts that.
Yeah.
I suspect that they might.
They have to at least reverse the crafting.
The crafting thing is quite absurd, yeah. Like, I have a ruler of Cocoidus that's foil, and I'm just like, what am I doing with this?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here? I don't need this fucking shit.
Yeah. So this is basically going to be my first time actually playing Shadowverse. I played Evolve very briefly, but like the way my locals schedule has worked out, like they run tournaments on like Thursday evenings, and I think it runs alongside like a small Vanguard tournament too. So it's like I'm never gonna have the time to like make that.
I played Shadowverse a lot when it was the first Shadowverse game a lot when it was super early on. I got Master with Midsword. You'll never hurt Otohime. Except they said that 4 times because the way Shadowverse worked is like each cards have like voice lines when you play them.
Oh god.
And like people know like Bellringer because it goes ding dong like every single time it opens. And it's first set, so like half the people are playing this card. But like the Otohime, which is like a big card in the old Shadowverse, would make 4 1/2 like guards, and they each of them had the opening line, "You'll never hurt Otohime," and they would just say it 4 times, like it would all like run over each other.
Oh my! You'll never hurt Otohime.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then there was another card for Runecraft that made a bunch of snowmen, and they'd be like, "Golly, it's cold, it's chilly. Golly, it's chilly. Golly." You're just like,
you can like obviously the game designers probably didn't think of that when they were doing it, and then on the back end, of course not.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. It's like how in like old Pokemon games when your health would get low, there'd be like the dun like sound, but it would just keep playing forever. And it's like, dude, I know you're just driving up my blood pressure by doing it. And like that's one of the things the more modern games got right, which is they'll play it 3 times and they're like, okay, you got it, let's keep moving.
Yeah, so when I first played Shadowverse, I played mid-range Swordcraft, like in the old Shadowverse, and then eventually I started playing Spell Boost Runecraft in the old Shadowverse. In this Shadowverse, I opened 5 legendaries for Runecraft.
Nice.
In my like free
okay,
pack.
decision
like,
made.
Spending nothing. So my decision was made up front. I opened 3 Kuon and 2 of the girls. And then the free deck I chose that was the Spell Boost Runecraft deck came with the 3rd girl. So with like spending no money, I had 6 legendaries in my Runecraft deck immediately. And I'm just like, Let's play a top tier deck yet again. I'm not against it.
Destiny.
Yeah, I've kind of had to reconfigure the deck multiple times though, because Dragoncraft was like really annoying to deal with my original configuration. But my new configuration, I think, has a much better matchup against Dragoncraft as it is now. Basically, Dragoncraft has a unique ability called Intimidate, which makes it so that their monsters cannot be attacked by other monsters. And you're about to get a free legendary right here, right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll stop.
Let's see what my tutorial role gives me.
All right, here we go. I hope you get Forestcraft cards so you can make that deck, because that deck's sick.
Yeah.
Come on, Arya. Come on, Arya. Come on, Arya. Okay.
Bam.
Oh, well. That's a Swordcraft card.
Yep.
Amelia,
I mean, I like the aesthetics of Sword.
Yeah. I like the old Swordcraft because I had a made knight as the leader, which was pretty funny. Ironheart Hunter is a good Portalcraft card. Ghost Juggler is not playable. Elise is a really good Portalcraft card. Serene Sanctuary is a good Havencraft card. And Stormy Blast is a good Runecraft card.
All right.
And Amelia, of course, is a very good Swordcraft card.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll have plenty more packs to open eventually.
Yeah. I have to imagine. So we will see what I end up with.
Atlas,
Warcraft
Rupier, Rizumu,
Ira.
And together they make Mars. That's funny. I guess that'd be Marb.
Meon.
I just, yeah.
Boy, I love tutorials.
I opened an exchange ticket so I could have an Orcus leader at any point, but nah. I should have opened a Daria exchange ticket. That was my real mistake. I need a Daria exchange ticket.
La 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 la.
Rodeo.
I've been rewatching that show recently. It's good. Holds up pretty well. Are you gonna watch the King of the Hill revival, Matt?
Probably not. You know. I'm just like I couldn't take it.
You couldn't take it?
If anything bad happens, I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah. It looks interesting based on like what I'm seeing in trailers, and then there's this guy I watched called Johnny Tuccello, who was, I don't know, he's hyping it up pretty good, but it's not like he's being paid by Fox to do so. So I think he just likes cartoons that much. But I've been I'm excited for it.
Battle basics.
A goblin.
Does the game make you go through the tutorial whether or not you know how to play?
Yes.
Ugh, that's the worst.
Yeah. I mean, it's useful in this case because I have no idea how to play this game.
Okay, fair enough. But also, like, there are so many games, like, especially for, like, this sort of stuff where there's Sims for existing card games, there needs to be I've been here since 2013. Leave me alone.
I will say this, Root Beer. I think the worst deck to end up in is Abysscraft. I think that deck in particular is like a tier lower than everything else.
That's unfortunate.
What is so bad about it?
So the gimmick of the deck is it's supposed to be like very aggressive, and you damage both you and your opponent.
Okay.
The issue with that is there's a lot of decks that can just outright fucking kill you from like 13. So dealing damage to yourself is like really, really bad.
Is it like it? Does it just need like another wave of support to make it good enough?
Maybe. I mean, there will be more sets, but it's not like it's the only deck that's getting boosted, right?
Of course, yeah.
But as of right now, Abysscraft is particularly bad, I think.
I'm trying to imagine like Dinomorphia in Yu-Gi-Oh, where like you pay your life points really low, and then someone's just like, "Yeah, Sparks, you're dead."
Yeah. But if you're playing Sparks, you deserve it, I guess, because that card blows.
Yeah, it does.
You could be playing any other better card that does more damage.
I low-key was making things up, but then I continued when I realized that somehow works. Yeah. Cauldron of the Old Man, whatever. But you know what I mean, where it's just like, it's got a gimmick, and like it
Cowboy
just
for game.
yeah, like there just needs to be like a way to capitalize on it better.
Like the Runecraft deck I'm playing, the legendary I opened 3 copies of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a 7 mana guy that makes a 2/1, a 3/3, and a 4/5. Right.
Okay.
So he makes a ton of guys. But if you spend 10 mana on him, all those guys die and fuse into one big guy that's a 10/10. Right?
That's a big guy.
That's a big guy. But you can also super evolve the legendary to give the 10/10 storm, which is like haste, where it can just attack directly immediately. So you could just be like 10 you, just out of nowhere. And if you double Kuon, you can deal 20. Mm-hmm. Which is what makes Runecraft really, really annoying, is you can just double Kuon. Which is absurd. Cleared.
Hell yeah. Let's do all of the tutorials.
Yeah. The most fun decks for me are Forestcraft and Runecraft because they're like combo decks. They're both kind of hard though, like if you've never played before.
Mm-hmm.
So something to consider.
Yeah. Look. My brain is very small, okay? I'm just gonna go with whatever I get the most legendaries for.
I mean, Swords in the lead right now. It's a pretty straightforward deck. You just hit face.
Yeah. Like, summon guys, hit face. Why do you think I play Keter Sanctuary so much in Vanguard?
Right. Like,
I just thought he had a night fetish, but guess not. Or angel fetish, whatever.
Yeah, like...
You know nothing about my fetishes, which I will not be elaborating on in stream.
Understandable. Having early plays is very, very important.
Yeah.
For the reason I mentioned earlier, if you take like 6 damage, you could just instantly die at any point.
My wife's best friend's husband is getting into One Piece. And she's trying to get me to like, well, you just play with him. So he has a friend who also plays One Piece. I'm like, I don't play One Piece, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's kind of fun. I like it.
That's good.
And it turns out my locals also does One Piece. So I texted him on my own.
One Piece.
That's true. But I was texting him like, hey, I get off school soon. You want to like go to this together? Because like I don't know the guy super well. It's like our wives are besties, so we're here in the same room together. But I'm probably gonna know the guy for my whole life, so I should
right
make peace with that, right? So offered to go. He's like, yeah, just let me know. I'm like, I thought this was your idea to like want me to play One Piece with you. I thought you would be like, bet this day, come, and then whatever, fine. It's one of those things where like I was trying to kind of extend an olive branch, but then he's like,
not having it.
not having it, but just like not doing the dance with me. Like, okay, now you do something.
Nah.
That's not that you need.
That.
There's someone you find a random peer who plays Vanguard now. That might be something to cherish a bit. I mean, there is.
Good.
He's in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the entire premise of this channel.
Kind of, yeah. That's how you...
Nah, screw you guys.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I would comedically leave, but, you know.
I need to put
damage stays, importantly.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that from playing Evolve. Yeah. One of the pain in the asses about playing Evolve is keeping track of how much health everything has.
Not like Pokemon, where you put the little beads on them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could use dice for that, but...
Oh, yeah, everyone uses dice, but it's funny that, like, originally, like, you would use the beads, like, in the ancient Pokemon days.
Yeah.
Was Pokemon like Bushiroad where they're like, no dice, only...
Not really.
Okay, that's good.
It just, people didn't commonly carry around dice back then, so it wasn't a thing. Like, card games were fairly recent.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as a phenomenon.
Yeah, because, like, Magic the Gathering is the first one, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So like early 90s, you have MTG. Pokemon shows up a little after that. So okay, this one I think is a good post to read. So it's just a picture of a sword. I keep seeing that one post about wanting a sword but not being sure what to do with it practically. When I was 15, my brother asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I jokingly said I want a sword like a knight sword. He bought me one from some historical replica place, and I just hung it on my wall. And for years, that's what I always did. It was whenever I was going out somewhere fancy, and I was in my dress and my heels, and my hair was all nicely done. I would take the sword around and just walk around the tile part of my house with it, kind of loosely gripped in my hand, just all slow and casual, hearing my heels click. Carrying it because you would be amazed what looking really hot and carrying a sword will do to your confidence. I feel like I was ready for anything. And my mom would always come out because she'd be expecting it and just watch me with some mixture of amusement and bewilderment, but she never actually asked. 5 years later, I still do this in college, before job interviews, formal affairs, dates. Just get ready and then carry the sword around for a while. You'll feel so good, I promise. I want a sword now. A pretty good one that will take a man's head off, please. How's the katana treating you, Root Beer?
I mean, I bought it explicitly for like reference purposes, so it's mostly just chilling on the shelf. You know.
Okay, but also.
Yeah. All right, open Albert. Easy.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this.
Nope.
Oh yeah, how can you tell what you're getting out of the?
It glows.
I see.
It glows.
Let's see.
Nope. Twinkle Toes is a good Forest Craft card.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Swordcraft card.
Yeah.
Card's pretty annoying. That card's really good. You got two of them? What the hell?
No. We're not whaling just yet. Anyways. Do we just continue rolling with the currency they give us?
I don't know. Just keep doing the missions. Like, check the missions and your go to home.
Do they give you like crystals or whatever they
go
are?
to the first fair missions. Just try to make sure you do all those.
Yeah. And then we'll. So yeah,
that's going to give you a deck, and that deck has a legendary in it.
Yeah, but the general advice has been like start pulling shit first, and then like figure out the deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make sure you kind of exhaust everything before you figure out what deck you're going to get.
Yeah. So yeah, let's try to do as many of these as we can.
So Katie is in Tennessee right now. She's visiting her brother. So I just have the apartment to myself. I did not realize how quickly I reverted to like basement gremlin. Like immediately after I dropped her off at the airport, I was like, well, now what? She's been gone she left Thursday. So yesterday and today, and she doesn't come back till Monday. And like, I probably shouldn't talk about my personal hygiene, but this is the first time I've worn pants in a long time. Woo! Like already on summer, I tend to regress to kind of a gremlin anyway, but this is even worse because I don't have my wife around at night.
It'd be like, put some pants on.
Kind of, yeah. You're pretty much on the money with that one. Or like if this happened during the school year, I would at least like go to work. right?
Right.
But both of them are happening at the same time.
Oh boy, I see what you mean about the voices.
Oh, you just have the sound on? It's just playing in your headphones right now?
Yeah,
Or, oh man.
yeah, it's playing in my headphones.
I wasn't joking. I promise.
Hmm.
Like
Very-
I have the
very
voices in
concussive.
Japanese right now, but like all of the knights keep like talking every time I attack with them.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, they yap. They're yappers.
So Gary, you coming to my party this week? Oh shit, we got to attack! Ah! Yesterday I I tried to see how long it would take me to go from my apartment to LAX because they recently opened the train station there. Door to door, an hour and 45 minutes. And that includes like walking from my apartment to the bus stop in the first place. Hour 45 minutes cost me $1.75, which, yes, that is longer than driving from the Valley to LAX. I still think it's the better option. Like, you don't have to drive. You're just kind of chilling for the whole time. And then it's $1.75, and you don't have to either pay $60 for an Uber or make a blood pact with somebody who lives in LA. I will take you to this airport that you speak of, but you must give me your firstborn son. Fuck, fine. Noises.
You could have killed them.
I probably should have just super evolved and killed them. Yeah.
Did this say turn 9?
No. I think that's how many. You're looking at how many play points we have.
Yeah.
Probably. I just saw
That's
9.
play points right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of numbers on the screen. I've never played this game.
Yeah, but there's
before,
also
except for
words
that.
right next to those numbers. This is now hard.
Yeah.
Okay, play points. So on the right side.
I think we're fine. I can't attack the leader.
Yeah. That can.
There we go. We got it. We figured it out.
Win.
Okay. Which one do we learn next?
I know you're going to build your deck based on what you pull, but based on what you've played so far, has anything looked interesting?
He's only
I
done
have
swords
played
for-
one deck.
Yeah. Haven is very amulet based. Amulets are like enchantments.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we can activate this to destroy something and gain health.
I love the earlier
Mm-hmm.
parts of a game where, like, the smaller actions mean more just because not everything's streamlined yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the thing where, like, all right, I destroy something and gain life, which is like, okay, that's bad for, an Yu-Gi-Oh card advantage or whatever. But in the earlier eras of the game, it was better.
Yeah.
That's that Kuon card, by the way. I pulled 3 of. As you can see, he makes a few guys.
Yeah. It's a really big Falcon.
Yeah, those have Storm rather than Rush.
Mhm.
Rush and Storm are different.
I can see that now. It's almost like I can hover over the cards to see what they do.
Oh, sorry. You are a card game player, so I didn't know.
Yeah. I was about to make that joke. God damn it.
I'm sorry.
He's ruining everything.
Yeah, as you can see.
He's just trying to help.
Yeah.
Face is the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so evolving only gives Rush unless they have Storm already.
Okay.
Yeah, Storm is like hit face haste.
Reminds me a lot of Hearthstone, like visually.
Now you can super evolve the Falcon here and just hit face.
Okay.
Because it has Storm already.
Yep.
And then boop.
It'll deal a whole 7 damage.
Yep.
We have figured it out.
Bam. Sweet.
Okay. So that's how the amulet deck works.
Yeah, I played the second to the top deck.
Mm-hmm.
The spell Runecraft.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how many more tutorials we have. Let's see if we
There's
can
a
get
few.
through all of
I've
them
not even
for
done all
today's
of them.
stream.
You should do spell Runecraft. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right.
It's a high difficulty deck, but really you're just taking a lot of game actions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We'll like do a couple more, maybe pull a couple more packs, and then we can call it for stream.
Women.
Okay. And you guys can't hear the sounds right now, right?
Nope.
Don't worry, I know all these card sounds.
Yeah. I mean, the golem is just making like grunting noises right now.
Oh yeah, the golem is it's a shitter.
Yeah.
What kind of grunting?
I never have clicked that button except in this tutorial.
So it's Japanese audio, even though the words are in English? Or?
Yeah, well, that's what I have it set to right now. I just
Okay.
prefer that.
Fair enough. The original voice actors, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of this funny thing where you like try to force your opponent to actually trade.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you can't do much if there's nothing on their board? Or
Well, attacking face is really valuable.
Mhm.
Because I mentioned you could just die from like 12 or 13 or
Right.
14 or whatever. So getting some damage on your opponent's really big. Women. Zero mana ace. That guard guy, the ward guy, he's gonna die at the end of the opponent's turn no matter what. So putting damage on him doesn't matter.
Mm.
All right. Let's see. Let's just swing face. I don't have
He's
to do
how-
anything.
Dead.
See, this deck can just sometimes just kill you.
Because you just suddenly drop like an 8 attack guy, and it's like, all right, you die now.
Yeah. I've sent it out against my friend earlier today, and he was like, already? It costs 0.
How has the online experience been with this, Matt?
It's fun. It's there are people playing. Like I said, people are just mad about the monetization currently.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's the impression I've gotten from other people is like the gameplay itself is fun. It's just like the monetization is really bad.
But I assume side games will cave.
Yeah.
I assume.
You know, things like what was it about the free packs? They don't count towards like pity or something or whatever it is.
That's cringe.
And then like not being able to craft. I don't think they're gonna lower the pull prices, but they might change the economy so you can just get more monies.
Mm-hmm. Along with some other apology.
Mm-hmm.
What is this, dragon? Dragon is so cringe.
Yeah.
But I've kind of, like I said, I had to completely adjust my deck to deal with this deck. But now that I have, it's like much less scary, but still annoying.
Yeah.
Mostly because that intimidate ability.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
Prevents it from being attacked.
Yeah.
Oh.
If it's by itself, does that mean that they can just attack you directly?
Well, I mean,
They
you
can
can always just
attack
attack
you.
them directly,
Mhm.
unless they have like a ward. But the problem with this fucking card
Mhm.
is that, like, you remember how easy it is to take like 14 damage in a turn, like you saw with the
Yeah.
Runecraft deck?
Yeah.
You need to clear boards. So intimidate cards force you to have a spell to get rid of it, or like an on-play ability to get rid of it.
Okay.
Like it's required of you to have that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see what I got. There we go. Summon the Fast Wing Dragon. Let's see. Fanfare, summon the Supreme Court. And then Super Evolve, give all Storm. So I think I just want to summon this guy and evolve him.
Hey, you did it!
Yay.
When in doubt, play the legendary and super evolve it. And then you use him to kill the ward. Nope. You have
There was
Kill the Lord.
and then you just kill them.
Yeah, this has Storm, and then this can just hit face.
Boop. Boop. See, very easy to just die. That was 12
Yeah.
damage.
I love the backgrounds on this too.
Yeah, there's like 7 different backgrounds or something you can get, or 8 maybe.
Yeah. Well, are you willing to stay on for the last 5 tutorials? They're not that long.
What are you doing, Forrest?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
This deck does require a large brain, not really, but it kind of has. You need good sequencing.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see what I mean.
Yeah.
I saw that movie, The Phoenician Scheme, last
I need
night.
to see that.
It's good.
So-
I liked it a lot.
It's a Wes Anderson movie, so I need to see it because I'm
Yes.
white.
Did you see Asteroid City?
I did not, but I
Also
also see
good.
that. But this is
They-
the first time that Wes Anderson has worked with Michael Cera. I feel like it could have happened already.
Michael Cera has like a Norwegian accent, and that is both the best and the worst thing about the movie. Like, yeah, which is very Wes Anderson, where it's like, this is very off-putting, but I can't stop watching. You know?
Understandable.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it a lot. I think that like this one and Asteroid City got like middling reviews by people. I'm like, I've enjoyed them more than a lot of his older stuff. Maybe it's just like he is so well known by this point that like he has trouble like breaking out of the shell of like what the Wes Anderson tropes are. So people are like, whatever. I expected that to happen, but like this is probably the first Wes Anderson where like most stuff you'd get like a light chuckle. Like there were a couple of things where I just fucking laughed my ass off. It's good. Very farcical. Yeah. And then tomorrow night, my sister and I are going to see The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, which I'm stoked for. Because the last time they did this was 10 years ago. And then aside from that, there's just the pro shot on YouTube, and now I get to see it live. Fuck yeah.
All right. We have now comboed off and swarmed the field with fairies.
I haven't even drawn the most iconic Force Craft card yet.
Yeah, and I didn't sequence it correctly.
Miss Lethal.
Yeah.
The
That's
path to
fine.
Lethal there was play the other Twinkle Toes and then evolve them into basic fairies.
I see. Well, that's fine. Not like they can really stop me from just punching face this turn.
No. But it's important to be able to think about those kind of lines.
Yeah. This is why I have to play the Brain Dead deck for babies.
Yeah, so there's a card called I don't remember the name. It's something Rhinoceroach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 3 mana or a 3 cost 0/2, I think, with Storm.
Mm-hmm.
But on play, it gets +X+O, where X is your combo count.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you do a whole bunch of fucking bullshit, and then you just slam a rhinoceros and hit them in the face.
Nice.
And if you're a real gamer, you'll then bounce the rhinoceros back to your hand.
Yep.
And this card in the
game
base Shadowverse originally cost 2. So you could play a lot more spells before you actually played Rhinoceros. I've seen people take like 20 damage in one turn to double Rhinoceros.
It's a lot. How many health do you start with?
20 is the health, that max health.
Ah.
The maximum health is 20.
Yes.
Yes. That's a lot.
So you can just die. Or could when it costs 2. But it costing 3 is a pretty significant nerf.
Is that for the best, do you think?
Yes. Deck was absolutely toxic when it cost 2.
That's fair.
And the old Shadowverse.
I'm gonna get some ice cream. Okay. My headphones will still be playing, but I'm just gonna be out.
All right, I'm gonna steal his ice cream before he gets there.
Hell yeah.
I hope it's mystically gone.
Katie took the ice cream before she left.
Yeah. If he walks in here upset, we'll know what happened.
Okay, I know you can still hear us, Atlas. We curse you to not have any ice cream.
Yeah. I forget this Earthright deck exists.
I'm guessing it's not good.
It is the less good Runecraft, but it's like a legacy feature that it's not good. You can find lethal, I believe you.
Yeah, you would think that.
So, yeah.
Now, do I want to deal 4 damage or gain 4 Earth Sigils?
So you need the 4/6 to die, right? And the 1/3 to die. You need both of them to die.
Let's see.
So the problem with Edelweiss is that it only deals it to oh yeah.
That's probably not correct. No, because I couldn't have done both.
There's multiple paths to victory here.
Yeah.
You still got 3 play points.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Figure what out? Just do it.
Curse this, idiots. Ice cream.
Rootberry, you just needed to play the Stage Light Teachings in your hand.
Oh.
And play the 3rd mode.
Oh well. Yeah.
You had 5 Earth, right?
That's fine.
Rootberry, please. Rootberry, please.
It's okay. I'm never gonna play this deck again.
I need you to read your card. I need you to read your card.
See, this is why we do tutorials. So we can see how stupid I am.
Rootberry, please.
No, I refuse to be correct.
Rootberry. Rootberry, no. Painful. Pain.
Is there a classic film with more terrible sequels than Jaws?
That's a good question.
Probably.
Jurassic
I have
Park.
to-
That was my first answer.
That's a good one. Jurassic Park has a lot of really stinky ones.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that one. But Jaws and Jurassic Park are like, I think what makes Jaws and Jurassic Park particularly bad is there was just no reason for the sequels to exist. Like, there's just like, why are we doing this?
Well, like in the second Jaws, the guy is still mayor. How does he win that election again?
Have you seen current politics? I'm actually not shocked at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine who's really into like cinema in the 70s, and he's like, a big part of why every 70s movie is depressing is you have like Watergate and the American dream kind of starting to rust at the same time. So a lot of people were just bummed out. And then I was telling him, yeah, actually, come to think of it, the two really big musicals from that time, Chicago and A Chorus Line, also kind of have that like, wow, this is kind of shitty. Like for Chicago, it's just like, yeah, murdering people. It happens. They get away with it. Sucks. And then A Chorus Line where you spend 3 hours of characters oversharing, and then about like who they are as people, and then like, fuck you, eight of you get in a line and don't say anything and just do what I tell you to do. It's a very downer ending.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Jaws, government failing. It fits in that theme.
I think you are overestimating my ability. Reanimate one. Well, other ally summon. You know, she just summons her fucking dogs. Necromancy. Let's see. Rush has 2 damage to the enemy leader. When it dies, this one restores 2 health. I don't have space to reanimate right now. So I think I want my doggos to die. I'm just trying to figure out the sequence for it. Well, I probably had the line to lethal a lot sooner after I killed the fucking thing, but
Right.
At least you got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, 2 more tutorial. We have puppetry and then artifact.
Aces.
And then maybe I'll do a couple of pulls to see like what deck I pull. So, next time we stream this, I'll probably just like finish all the tutorial stuff and then just have a deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I did all of the I basically did all of the missions.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to figure out what I wanted, but I think I pulled particularly well. You might have like presents to open also.
Theater.
Basic.
Yeah. Yes, tutorial. Make me do the objectively wrong thing to see what happens.
Puppets are going to. Bane is so good.
Yeah.
That's what's fucked up about the legendary Orcus for the puppet deck, is that it just like summons the one, like it just gives all the puppets who play Bane, and so like she just and Storm,
Yeah.
so you just fucking wipe
Swarm the
entire
field and just
board.
destroy everything.
Yeah, because she summons a Lloyd immediately, and if you Super Revolver, she summons 2 more puppets.
Mm-hmm.
So she can basically just clear any board possible. And like, so people play like a mostly artifact deck and then they just throw Orcus on the top. Just like just win the board immediately. And can also go face. She can face for she can keep representing 7 in face. Speaking of. You'll see now.
Let's see.
Shadowverse evolve.
I have to Super Evolve Orcus.
Yep.
No. She makes 2.
Facebook just announced Oakley smart glasses. Have you guys seen this?
No.
They look like you know when you go to a 3D movie and they give you the glasses nowadays, where it's not like the white thing with the red and blue. It like they look kind of sort of like sunglasses. That basically, like they look like they're stolen. But someone says, I am someone who fucking loves sci-fi and AR and VR. And this shit is not going to work due to 2 factors. 1, it's still aesthetically awful. Yes. 2, no one will trust they aren't sending everything they record back to Zuck.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the picture he took, it just doesn't work on his head.
Yeah.
It's all photoshopped on his head.
Okay. And then finally, Artifact Portal Craft.
This is the one that can make the big low.
Sorry, what was that?
Me or him?
Matt.
This is the deck that can make the big robot.
Yes, I've heard about the big robot.
It's okay. I think I've won more games than I've lost when I hit the board, but mostly because the first time I saw it, I didn't know how what it did. And now I know what it does, so I can prepare for it if my opponent wants to go that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's microphone is crackling.
I heard it too, so it's probably not me.
Okay.
You go. Okay. Fusion. This seems like a whole lot of stuff that I have to keep track of. That's too much for my tiny little pea brain.
How is it now?
Oh, you sound good now. We don't hear any more crackling.
Perfect.
There.
Not sure why that happens.
Okay, super evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Smack that.
All on the floor.
Okay.
It requires reading all these robots, but basically, yeah, everything does.
There's a whole lot of fusing I have to do to make my robots.
Yeah. It's okay. Nothing matters because you have these three in your hand.
Yeah. It's the robot.
Read it.
Okay, let's see. Deal 5 damage, restore 5 defense, and then it just has like everything.
Yeah, Storm, which means it can attack at the turn it's played. It has
Mhm.
Ward, so it can't. They have to attack it, and has Aura, so they can't target it with any abilities or spells. But you know, it just kills your opponent also.
Yeah. So the goal of this deck is fuse the big robot OTK.
Yeah, you could super evolve it for 3 more damage also.
Mm-hmm. So that's just like 13 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, that was all of the battle tutorials.
So go home, check if you have anything to you should be able to have submissions.
Yep.
And then should have some more missions.
Yeah, we have more missions, but like I don't want to keep you guys on stream for your date.
You should do that later.
I'll do that later, yeah. But for now, let's
go to your presents. Go to your presents.
Oh, yeah.
Home. Big right side.
Yeah.
Claim all.
Claim all.
There's lots of stuff over there.
That's a lot of stuff. That's true.
Okay. So now buy card packs.
So you have a legendary card pack also. So
Yeah.
start there. Rolling in 10.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed a legendary.
Yeah.
So you have
Like
3
that
rares
one.
in a legendary at least.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly more.
Whoop. Okay, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
We got Vlad the Impaler. We have Puppet Shield.
Don't worry, you'll get every common and uncommon you could ever want.
I wonder if they'll do the other historical figures like that.
Maiev is decent.
Anything interesting here?
These are mostly commons and uncommons. There's some good cards. Like I said, at least Stormy Blast, the same ones you've seen before. Nightly Rending is okay. That's pretty much it. Maiev is okay. Fairy Convocation is very good. Barrel is good, but you don't want to play that deck, probably.
Yeah.
Ruby is playable because she turns bad hands being less bad. That is very good Haven card.
Yeah.
Summons Big Tiger with Rush.
Nice.
Pretty normal pat.
Yeah.
Forest Craft cards are good. Rest of it's fine. Miss Miranda is really good. Twinkle Toes.
Yeah.
Williams. He's fine. Mukan. Is that Abysscraft? Tragic.
Yeah. And the concept of the necromancy.
Whoa! That is a pretty good Swordcraft card up there.
Which one? This one?
No, the gold one.
Yeah.
It can attack
Rush.
2 times per turn.
So it has rush and can attack twice.
Yeah.
Strike. Activates when the follower attacks before battle is dealt. Gets barrier.
Yeah, so yeah. It's really annoying. Like,
Yeah.
really annoying.
And summons a knight.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe somewhere down the line I'll make a necromancy deck because that looks fun.
Yeah, you gotta like spend shadows, yeah. And it'll probably get better as like more sport comes out, but as of now, it's like it's hard to play that. This is your legendary pack.
Yeah. Let's see.
You just pulled 3 legendaries in a single pack. Okay, so
Holy
Andreas,
shit.
Spellboost card.
Let's
Huan,
go.
also a Runecraft card.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
2 of the 2 of the legendaries needed a rune.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
pretty good pull, I will say.
Yeah.
All right, keep going. Jesus. And a Forte.
Yeah. Oh.
There's 2 more legendaries here, at least.
Yeah. All right. But so far, it seems like Rune is the direction we're going in.
Yeah, Rune really pulled ahead there. It is not a small brain deck, however. You will have to sequence things. But it's not that bad once you get used to it. It's just, it'll take some learning. I'll give you a list.
Yeah. And is there a solo mode that I can practice with?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, that's a good forest card.
Yeah.
Lots of commons.
Yep.
You'll end up with every common and uncommon. Rukin has a good card too.
Yep.
Gold.
Shiny.
Oh, this is an exchange ticket.
Yeah.
For Cerberus, the Abysscraft card. So you can have a Cerberus leader or whatever.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, some people just have not pulled leaders yet.
Yeah, I've pulled 2.
I mean, I do like Cerberus. She's cute.
I've pulled Cerberus and Orcus. I wish I pulled Daria, but I'm unlucky, tragically. Radiant Rainbow is a good card.
Yeah.
Here's your legendary.
What's this?
Oh, that is the Swordcraft legendary.
Yep. Last word, gain and Crest, Kagamitsu, Enduring Warrior. 2 countdown, last words. Just summon him again.
Yeah, so he dies and 2 turns later he comes back. It's pretty annoying.
Okay. So right now it seems like Rune and Sword are the things that I'm doing. All right.
And you got an exchange ticket. See, I thought exchange ticket was guaranteed because
You got one.
Well, no, because it gives you this tutorial when you get one.
Yeah.
So I thought like everyone's guaranteed an exchange ticket in like the first 20 packs or whatever. But yeah, I wanted Daria, not any of the other ones. The only one I cared about was Daria, and I did not get it, so I'm lucky. Yeah, so you can either get the leader, you can get the card style and home screen, or you can get you can make your avatar look like Cerberus in the in the park.
The park.
Yeah.
Yeah, the park.
Let's see. You get so I can set her as the lead, but then I'd have to play see, the problem with this is I would have to play Abyss.
Right. Yeah, that is in fact the problem.
Yeah. Let's see. Card style.
Home screen background with Cerberus on it, if you wish.
I mean, I feel like this is the one that makes the most sense, right? Since you have to go into the park a bunch.
Yeah, I just didn't spend it because I didn't know if it would be good later. So I just like am sitting on them.
Yeah. We'll hold on to it for now.
Could see. Maybe you'll just open every possible. Oh, you have another guaranteed legendary here.
Yep.
All right. So we have 2 for Rune and 2 for Sword.
Watch.
And 1 for Dragon. And yeah.
Watch. I'm gonna get something tragic here.
That is Haven, unfortunately.
Well, since I
Yeah,
already
so-
have the one Kuon, doesn't the deck give you another one?
Sort of. So there's a deck that gives you a Kuon, and there's a deck that gives you an Anangrea. And the Anangrea deck is ideal because it gives you the rares you need. It gives
I
you
see.
2 homework time, which is a rare that says draw 2 cards. It's 3 costs to draw 2 cards. But if you spell boost it 5 times, it now costs 1 and draws 2 cards and deals 2 to a random enemy follower. Called Looking Smart.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason I would say the Anangrea deck is preferable because it comes with 2 of the rares you need.
I see.
Yeah. And the deck I don't think actually plays that many rares. Like the only rare in the deck is homework time, but it does require like 9 legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very expensive deck, but not in rares.
Yeah. Let's see. Play any want to practice match. So some of these are like things that I'm going to do off screen, but let's just like do this one because it's easy.
Yeah, it'll be pretty quick. There's just new deck and then auto.
Yeah. Stop making me play the robots, damn it. I don't have anything.
Well, that's her deck, so why would she not?
I know. Thank you, deck building tutorial. Yes, auto make the deck that's going to be terrible.
Yeah, I don't think I ever actually played this deck at any point. Oh no, I did. I think I might have in the
Okay.
Yeah, you can still open 18 more packs also.
Mm-hmm. Should we just buy the last 8 packs?
Yeah,
or should I wait until I have 10?
No, it doesn't matter. It'll say like 2 left or whatever.
All right, let's see. Well,
oh my god, legendary anyway.
Hell yeah.
And in the first pack, so that means not in this one.
Mm-hmm. What do the premium cards mean?
They're just foily.
Okay.
They're like animated.
I see.
That's cool. They're foily.
Is that a Bizcraft card?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Look, at this rate, I really am just going to make the Necromancy deck.
Well, maybe you just won't open any more Abyss cards ever.
Yeah.
All right, there's another Geno.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. That's a Forestcraft card. Not even a good one.
Yeah.
Life.
This one's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. But the second Geno is nice.
Yeah. Oh, this one.
Your legendary.
Sparkly.
Oh, there's Olivia, generic card, which is quite nice.
I was watching Different Fights intro video. Seems like this gets used in a lot of decks.
Yeah, you can just kind of throw it in some.
Very splashable.
Yeah, like some decks just can play that card for free.
Here's the Rhino Roach you were talking about.
Wait, which one? Oh, yeah. Like, if you play Sword, which you already opened 2 legendaries for as well, you can just put Olivia in that deck. So that really counts as like a third Sword legendary.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think that's the deck that is most likely to play Olivia as Sword.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like almost just you can almost just count it as a Sword legendary.
Yeah.
Now to drop 5k gold.
Hell, should we just do it?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
All right. Yeah, we'll finish this out, see what we get, and then end stream.
Are you gonna spend gold on Hey, look, 2 rares and a legendary at least.
Yeah.
I can't believe you opened 3 legendaries in one pack. That's pretty funny.
I know, right? And I got an exchange ticket.
Oh yeah, and you have a fucking Forte.
Yeah. We'll take
Forte is an obnoxious fucking card.
What craft is that one?
Forte?
Yeah.
Forte's a legendary.
Ooh, a shiny luminous commander. That's nice. This one's gold.
Unfortunately. Not
Yeah.
bad. Oh. Oh. Well,
Does this get played though? Because it's pretty expensive.
not in the Swordcraft decks that currently exist, unfortunately.
Yeah. Whenever an ally fall into the field, give it one rush and ward.
Yeah, the top end is like Olivia and Gino, for the most part.
All right, let's see what our legendary is.
God, I hope it's
There are
good.
many.
Tragic.
Beautiful.
Ruler of Cocytus.
I guess everyone's just guaranteed this card, I guess. Well,
Tragic.
all right, so unfortunately, you're kind of all split up over the place.
Yeah.
So you can go to your go to cards
Mm-hmm.
at the bottom, and then go to cards again.
Oh, oops.
You can wait. Actually, this is fine. You can go to feats and collect all your free shit
Yeah.
once it stops. Back to cards.
Go faster. How can I make it have 3 arrows?
Yeah, I'm at like 123. I'm basically only missing rares. Play ball.
Play 'em all. Woo! Oh boy, more rupees.
Yeah, you'll have lots of. And then
Okay, where am I going? Cards.
cards, and then filter, or actually go to liquefy cards. Liquefy, auto liquefy extras, and hit OK.
Yep.
It's just anything you have more than 3 of to filter. All right, now go to filter and go to legendary. Bottom right, right side, right side, right side. Your other right, right, down right, bottom right. Why are you scrolling down? There we go. All right, so let's see what we're doing here.
So I have 1 Amelia, Kagemitsu, Olivia. Then
Yeah,
4.
so basically you have 3 Swordcraft ones,
1
but
Haven.
not Albert. You have 2 Rune ones,
Yeah.
which
And-
are very good.
Yeah,
You
and
have
both of these are
2
like used.
effectively 2 Dragon ones. And Ruler of Cocytus is basically a Dragon card. And then you have 1 Haven.
Yeah.
So Swordcraft is technically in the lead, which is convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Because Olivia, like I said, is basically a Swordcraft one.
Yeah. So
And the
like,
Swordcraft deck you pick will probably have some number of
yeah. I think they all have at least like one of the
Can
legendary
you actually
need.
check what the Swordcraft deck comes with if you go to the thing? So
That's
go
a-
to home.
That's a good
Go to,
question.
yeah, that, and then hit the whatever.
Yeah.
Click that. Okay, so it comes with another Geno, which finishes the set. It comes with the 4-drop you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so it comes with a couple rares you need. Actually, does the deck even play for? Yeah, it does play 3 Geno.
Yeah. It
And
has
it comes
one
with
Albert.
it comes with an Albert. Okay, that's perfect. Because have you read Albert?
Like
So
deals-
you play him for 9, you super evolve him, and that's 12 damage to face.
Hmm. Okay. So
As
next
long
we
as you
have
like
we're just
yeah.
going to ignore Dragon.
you
So-
could dragon. Yeah, so Kuon comes with the Earthright deck, which is much worse because all the Earthright cards fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like all these rares suck, but if you go to the other deck, the girls,
We'll get there eventually.
it comes with Anangrea and comes with 2 homework time, which is a really good rare.
Mm-hmm. So basically comes down to like by the time I finish all the tutorials, roll everything, just see like what's ahead and pick based on that.
That's what I did, but mine was like super skewed. Like I said, I opened 3 Kuon and 2 Anangrea naturally before I chose my deck.
I see.
So my choice was really, really easy.
What does
Because
this have?
I picked the Anangrea deck, and I have 3 Kuon, 3 Anangrea, and I have a almost complete Runecraft deck day 0.
Yeah.
I gotta use
All right.
the bathroom, so either we should
We're wrapping up
through-
now.
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
All right.
So yeah. that was my first time in Shadowverse. We'll do this some more later on. Sorry to keep you all waiting.
It's okay. Patreon.com/Nexus at Night. Help the show out. All that good stuff.
Let me wail in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Help Root Beer get the cool shit in Shadowverse. At Nexus at Night, wherever fine social medias are found. How about the rest of us?
On Twitter at Wiggins.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
At Atlas Novak. I recently did a subway run where I tried to see how long it would take to get to the airport.
Nice.
I think that might have disappeared from my story by now, but I was going to stick it all together and put it up. So
right.
Keep it an eye out for that in the next few days, or check out my other podcast, Generation Dan. So until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm not.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.